Violet, no! Woof! Violet, where's the ball? Down it went. Boink, boink. Run for your life. Thump, thump. Ooh. Watch out below. Rumble, rumble. Help, help, help. Plunk. There it sat, perfectly still. The prairie dogs waited, perfectly still. Slowly, they crept out, inch by inch, dog by dog. What is it? A thing? A good thing or a bad thing? A round thing? A strange thing? A scary thing? What should we do? Don't touch it. Shh. Is it alive? Stand back, boomed a voice. You act like gutless groundhogs, afraid of your own shadow. Oh no, it's Big Bark. Big Mouth is more like it. He's the meanest dog around. I thought he left town. Well, I'm back, growled Big Bark. So out of my way, let me have a look. But before anyone could move, little Pipsqueak raced past Big Bark, reached out and poked the big round thing. No! The crowd yelled. It's Fuzzy, said Pip. Oh! The crowd gasped. A tiny piece of fuzz was caught in Pip's claw. She looked at it, turned it, sniffed it. Then she put it on her head. Look at me! Ah, the crowd sighed. Quit hemming it up, you half-pint hamster, snarled Big Bark. I'm in charge. But those prairie dogs didn't listen. They had to have Fuzz. I like it. Me too. I want some. Do you? Oh yes, so do I. So do we. So do they. Big Bark, move over. Get out of our way. They charged past him and grabbed at the Fuzz. The prairie dogs pulled it, puffed it, stretched it, fluffed it, tugged it, twirled it, spiked it, swirled it. They fuzzed their ears, their heads, their noses. They fuzzed their feet, their tails, and their toeses. Big Bark was beside himself. Listen to me, ridiculous rodents! Stop this fuzzy foolishness! But those prairie dogs didn't listen. They were busy being hot dogs and silly dogs, corny dogs and frilly dogs, top dogs, funny dogs, super dogs, bunny dogs. You're all nuts, you squirrely fuzz freaks, yelled Big Bark, storming off. News of the Fuzz spread from hole to hole, burrow to burrow, town to town. Some prairie dogs from everywhere were coming to see that Fuzz. They came, they saw, they picked. They twisted it, braided it, danced and paraded it. It was a Fuzz frenzy, a Fuzz fiesta, a Fuzz fandangle. The whole prairie was abuzz about Fuzz. They picked and pruned and pulled and pinched. They pinched and pulled and pruned and picked until the Fuzz ran out. The big round thing was fuzzless, naked as a plucked chicken. Some prairie dogs got a lot of fuzz. Some got a little. Some got no fuzz at all. And they were mad. Give me that fuzz. Why? Because it's my fuzz. Well, it was. Get that fuzz. Get that fuzz. Pulling, grabbing, swiping, nabbing, poking, jabbing. It was war. War between the Fuzzes and the Fuzz Knots. Their peaceful town was a battleground. It was a Fuzz fight, a Fuzz feud, a Fuzz fiasco. I started this, moaned Pipsqueak. I have to do something. Everyone stop! Stop fighting! But those prairie dogs didn't listen. The battle raged on, friend against friend, cousin against cousin, dog against dog, until no one was left standing. They were pooped, fizzled out, fast asleep. Hours later, the prairie dogs began to stir. Uh-oh, where's the Fuzz? I don't know. Where did it go? Someone has stolen our Fuzz, cried Pipsqueak. Who did? He did, she did, you did. I did, barked a voice from above. I stole the Fuzz. The prairie dogs froze. Then they raced up the long tunnel. There stood Big Bark, covered with fuzz from head to tail. I'm king of the fuzz, he snarled. Do you hear me? I'm king of the... Swoop! The sky went black. What happened? Where's Big Bark? Look! There he was, high above their heads, dangling from the talons of an eagle. No more Big Bark, the crowd cheered. Yay! Don't yay! He's one of us, yelled Pip. We have to save him. How would you like to be Eagle's lunch? No! The crowd yelled. Big Bark, wiggle free, the prairie dog shouted. Shake loose, hurry, we'll catch you. Big Bark twisted and turned, wormed and squirmed. At last he was free of the fuzz. Yay! The crowd cheered. Big Bark fell faster and faster. No! Prairie dogs scattered. Get back here, yelled Pip. Quick, make a circle. Hold out your paws. They ran left, then right, then left. Plop. You saved me, Big Bark cried, but I stole your fuzz. Now it's gone forever. Good, said Pipsqueak. Fuzz is trouble, right? Yay! The crowd cheered. Friend hugged friend, cousin hugged cousin, dog hugged dog. We don't need Fuzz, said Pip, but with Eagle around, we do need a watchdog with a big bark. Big Bark rose up on his hind legs. Eagle's back! Bark! This is not a test! Bark! All dogs below, bark! Phew! We made it. That was close. 3 cheers for Big Bark, the best watchdog ever. Yip yip, yay! Yip yip, yay! Yip yip, yay! Just doing my job, Big Bark smiled. Are we ever getting tangled up with that Fuzz again? Cried Pipsqueak. No! The crowd yelled. No more Fuzz! No more Fuzz! And from that day forward, the prairie dogs lived happily and fuzzlessly ever after. Poor Violet. The end. One morning, a hungry thing came to town. He sat on his tail. He pointed to a sign around his neck that said, "Feed me." The townspeople gathered around to see the hungry thing. "What would you like to eat?" asked the townspeople. "Sham cakes," answered the hungry thing. "Shnan cakes?" cried the townspeople. "How do you eat them? What can they be?" "My dear me," said a wise man, "Shnan cakes, that's plain, are a small kind of chicken that falls with the rain." "Of course," said a cook, "Shnan cakes, I've read, are better to eat when you stand on your head." "I think," said a little boy, "you're all very silly. Shman cakes sound like pancakes sound like pancakes to me." So the townspeople gave the hungry thing some. The hungry thing ate them all up. Then the hungry thing pointed to a sign that said, "Feed me." "What would you like to eat?" asked the townspeople. "Tickles," answered the hungry thing. "Tickles?" cried the townspeople. "How do you eat them? What can they be?" "My dear me," said the wise man, "tickles, you know, are curly-tailed hot dogs that grow in a row." "Of course," said the cook. "Tickles taste yummy and you giggle and laugh with 10 in your tummy." "I think," said the little boy, "it's all very clear. Tickles sound like sickles. sound like pickles to me. And they gave the hungry thing some. The hungry thing ate them all up. He's under Fred. Have some bread, said a lady dressed in red. It seems to me he'd like some tea, said a fellow up the tree. A bit of rice might be nice, said a baby sucking ice. The hungry thing just shook his head and pointed to his sign that said, "Feed me." The townspeople tried again. "What would you like to eat?" asked the townspeople. "Feetloaf," answered the hungry thing. "Feetloaf," cried the townspeople. "How do we eat it? What can it be?" "Why, dear me," said the wise man, "feetloaf, let's see. It's a kind of shoe pudding that grows in a tree." "Of course," said the cook. "Feetloaf tastes sweet, and it's eaten by kings when they dine in bare feet." "I think," said the little boy, "you all ought to know. Feetloaf sounds like beetloaf, sounds like meatloaf to me." So the townspeople gave the hungry thing some. The hungry thing ate it all up. He again pointed to his sign that said, "Feed me." "What would you like to eat this time?" asked the townspeople. "Hookies," answered the hungry thing. "Hookies?" cried the townspeople. "How do you eat them? What can they be?" "Hookies," said the wise man, "are known in far lands as a special spaghetti to eat holding hands." "Hookies," said the cook, "are a party dish to serve to a guest if he isn't a fish." "I think," said the little boy, "that it's all very simple. Hookies sound like Loki's, sound like cookies to me." The townspeople gave the hungry thing some, and he ate them all up. Then he got to his feet. He smiled. He patted his mouth on a line of laundry. He turned around 3 times. "It is true, he's all through," asked the lady dressed in blue. "Let's all try to say goodbye," said a man with a can. "Come again," said some men. But the hungry thing just sat down again, and he pointed to a sign that said, "Feed me." "What do you want to eat?" asked the townspeople. "Gollypops," said the hungry thing. "Gollypops," cried the townspeople. "How do you eat them? What can they be?" "Oh dear me," said the wise man. "Gollypops are new. They are cereal shaped like toys and sugar coated too." "Children," said the cook, "buy them by the dozens and trade out the box tops with classmates and cousins." "I think," said the boy, "you all ought to hear. Gollypops sound like dollypops, sound like lollipops to me." So the townspeople gave the hungry thing some. The hungry thing ate them all up, and he pointed to his sign again. "Oh, please," said the people, "we've been here all day. Isn't there a quicker way?" "I think," said the boy, "that there is." "Have some noodles," said the little boy. "Have some noodles?" the little boy asked the hungry thing. The hungry thing shook his head. "Oh, excuse me. I meant to say foodles." The hungry thing smiled and ate them all up. "Just look," said the cook. "Let's all try," was the cry. So they all got busy. "Have some smello," and they gave him some jello. "Have some thread," and they gave him some bread. "Have a banana," and they gave him a banana. The hungry thing ate and ate. He looked very full. "Is there anything more we can give you?" the townspeople wanted to know. The hungry thing politely covered a hiccup. He thought for a while. Then, boop with the smacker. "Boop with the smacker? Boop with the smacker? What is that?" the townspeople asked. The boy whispered to the wise man, and the wise man whispered to the cook, and the cook gave the hungry thing soup with a cracker. The hungry thing ate them all up. He smiled. He got to his feet and he wiped his mouth on the cook's hat. Just as he left, he turned his sign around. In big letters it said, "Thank you." The end. Hi, reader. All right. Hold on, bubs. This is not for you. Oh, I'm trying to clean my glasses. All right. One day, the hungry thing came into the schoolyard. He carried a small hungry thing on his back. Out of the school came the headmaster, the teachers, and all the children. They gathered around the hungry thing. The hungry thing pointed to a sign around his neck. It said, "Feed me." The small hungry thing pointed to her sign. It said, "Me too." "What would you like to eat?" asked the headmaster. "Flamburgers," said the hungry thing. "Flamburgers," cried the school cook. "Dear me, let me see. How do you eat them? What can they be?" "Allow me," said the teacher. "Flamburgers, I think, are piles of spaghetti you eat in the sink." "Not so," said the headmaster. "Flamburgers, I know, are chocolate chip pickles that grow in the snow." A child raised his hand. "I think," said the boy, "Flamburgers sound like ramburgers, sound like hamburgers to me." "Of course," said the headmaster. He told the cook to bring some. The hungry thing and the small thing ate them all up. The hungry thing pointed to his sign that said, "Feed me." The small thing pointed to her sign that said, "Me too." "What would you like to eat?" asked the headmaster. "Belly jeans," said the hungry thing. "Belly jeans," cried the cook. "Dear me, let me see. How do you eat them? What can they be?" "But of course," said a teacher, "belly jeans, I've read, are square little pancakes you wear on your head." "Belly jeans are rare," said the headmaster. "They are handled with care when eaten by dragons in long underwear." A child raised her hand. "I know," said the girl. "Belly jeans sound like Kelly beans, sound like jelly beans to me." "Of course," said the headmaster. He told the cook to bring some. The hungry thing and the small thing ate them all up. The hungry thing rubbed his stomach. He pointed to the sign that said, "Feed me." The small thing pointed to her sign that said, "Me too." The teachers began to worry. "I don't believe they'll ever leave. It's just not right. Such appetite. I fear the worst. What if they burst?" "Remember our manners," said the headmaster. "What would you like to eat?" he asked the visitors. "Blow nuts," said the hungry thing. "Blow nuts," cried the cook. "Dear me, let me see. How do we eat them? What can they be?" "I've heard," said a teacher, "that blow nuts taste great. They are round, furry fishes that roll on your plate." "That's right," said the headmaster. "Blow nuts can float. With a wink and a smile, they'll jump into your boat." Many hands went up. A boy with glasses said, "It's easy. Blow nuts sound like show nuts, sound like donuts to me." The cook gave him some. The hungry thing and the small thing ate them all up. The small thing began to squirm. She couldn't sit still. She whispered into her father's ear. "Math broom," the hungry thing told the headmaster. "Math broom," cried the cook. "How do you eat it? What can it be?" The headmaster didn't know. The teachers didn't know. One girl went up to the hungry thing. She said, "Math boom sounds like just one thing to me. Does your little girl need the bathroom?" The hungry thing nodded. He lowered his head and the small thing slid off. The girl took her to the bathroom. When they returned, the small thing would not climb onto her father's back. She went down the slide instead. The hungry thing stopped her. He placed her on his back once again. He pointed to his sign that said, "Feed me," but the small thing hid her face. "What What would you like to eat? Asked the headmaster.
Crackaroni and sneeze,
the hungry thing answered. Crackaroni and sneeze, said the cook. Let me see. How do you eat it? What can it be? A teacher said, crackaroni and sneeze is slippery dough. When you catch it and eat it, it makes your nose grow. It tastes like a roast, added the headmaster. I prefer it on toast. It's especially good when you dine with a ghost. All hands were raised. A boy with freckles said, well, crackaroni and sneeze sounds like snackaroni and bees. Sounds like macaroni and cheese to me. Oh, why, of course, said the headmaster. The cook brought some. The hungry thing ate it all. He wiped his mouth on the headmaster's sleeve. He was ready to leave. But where was the small thing? She was playing on the slide again. This time, when the hungry thing lifted her off, she began to cry, and she would not stop. The hungry thing tried to comfort her. Oh no, they're about to go. I do confess we're in a mess, said the headmaster. The children tried to help. What does she like best? They asked the hungry thing.
Harsh fellows,
he replied. They brought her marshmallows. She didn't stop crying.
My stream,
said the hungry thing. They gave her ice cream. She didn't stop crying.
Gobble bomb,
said the hungry thing. They offered her bubble gum. Nothing made her stop crying. The hungry thing put his head on his claws. He did not know what to do. The school children whispered to one another. Then, one child whispered to the headmaster. He said, what a splendid idea, and set everyone to work. Carefully, they lifted the slide and hung it around the neck of the hungry thing. The small thing hugged it. For you to take home, they told her. The hungry thing smiled. He turned his sign around in big letters. It said, thank you. The small thing was worn out. She was fast asleep with her head on the slide. The hungry thing turned her sign around. It said, me too. The end. One day in class, Duncan went to take out his crayons and found a stack of letters with his name on them. Hey Duncan, it's me, Red Crayon. We need to talk. You make me work harder than any of your other crayons. All year long, I wear myself out coloring fire engines, apples, strawberries, and everything else that's red. I even work on holidays. I have to color all the Santas at Christmas and all the hearts on Valentine's Day. I need a rest. Your overworked friend, Red Crayon. Dear Duncan, all right, listen. I love that I'm your favorite crayon for grapes, dragons, and wizard's hats. But it makes me crazy that so much of my gorgeous color goes outside the lines. If you don't start coloring inside the lines soon, I'm going to completely lose it. Your very neat friend, Purple Crayon. Dear Duncan, I'm tired of being called light brown or dark tan because I am neither. I am beige and I am proud. I'm also tired of being second place to Mr. Brown Crayon. It's not fair that Brown gets all the bears, ponies, and puppies, while the only things I get are turkey dinners, if I'm lucky. And let's be honest, when was the last time you saw a kid excited about coloring wheat? Your beige friend, Beige Crayon. Aw. Duncan, Gray Crayon here. You're killing me. I know you love elephants, and I know that elephants are gray, but that's a lot of space to color, and all by myself. And don't even get me started on your rhinos, hippos, and humpback whales. You know how tired I am after handling one of those things. Such big animals. Oh, buddy. Aw. Baby penguins are gray, you know. So are very tiny rocks, pebbles. How about one of those once in a while to give me a break? Your very tired friend, gray crayon. Dear Duncan, you color with me, but why? Most of the time, I'm the same color as the page you are using me on, white. If I didn't have a black outline, you wouldn't even know I was there. I'm not even in the rainbow. I'm only used to color snow or to fill an empty space between other things, and it leaves me feeling, well, empty. We need to talk. Your empty friend, white crayon. And white crayon was used to draw the white cat in the snow by Duncan. Hi Duncan. I hate being used to draw the outline of things. Things that are colored in by other colors. All of which think they're brighter than me. It's not fair when you use me to draw nice beach balls and then fill in the colors with all the other crayons. How about a black beach ball sometime? Is that too much to ask? Your friend, Black Crayon. Dear Duncan, as Green Crayon, I'm writing for 2 reasons. One is to say that I like my workloads of crocodiles, trees, dinosaurs, and frogs. I have no problems and wish to congratulate you on a very successful coloring things green career so far. The second reason I write is for my friends, Yellow Crayon and Orange Crayon, who are no longer speaking to each other. Both crayons feel they should be the color of the sun. Please settle this soon because they're driving the rest of us crazy. Your happy friend, Green Crayon. Dear Duncan, Yellow Crayon here. I need you to tell Orange Crayon that I am the color of the sun. I would tell him, but we are no longer speaking. And I can prove I'm the color of the sun too. Last Tuesday, you used me to color in the sun on your Happy Farm coloring book. In case you forgot, it's on page 7. You can't miss me. I'm shining down brilliantly on a field of yellow corn. Your pal in the true color of the sun, Yellow Crayon. Dear Duncan, I see Yellow Crayon already talked to you, the big whiner. Anyway, could you please tell Mr. Tattletale that he is not the color of the sun? I would, but we're no longer speaking. We both know I'm clearly the color of the sun because on Thursday you used me to color the sun on both the Monkey Island and Meet the Zookeeper pages in your Day at the Zoo coloring book. Aren't you glad I'm here? Your pal and the real color of the sun, Orange Crayon. Dear Duncan, it's been great being your favorite color this past year and the year before and the year before that. I have really enjoyed all those oceans, lakes, rivers, raindrops, rain clouds, and clear skies. But the bad news is that I'm so short and stubby, I can't even see over the railing in the crayon box anymore. I need a break. Your very stubby friend, Blue Crayon. Duncan, okay, listen here, kid. You have not used me once in the past year. It's because you think I'm a girl's color, isn't it? Speaking of which, please tell your little sister I said thank you for using me to color her in her little princess coloring book. I think she did a fabulous job of staying inside the lines. Now back to us. Could you please use me sometime to color the occasional pink dinosaur, monster, or cowboy? Goodness knows they could use a splash of color. Your unused friend, Pink Crayon. Hey Duncan, it's me, Peach Crayon. Why did you peel off my paper wrapping? Now I'm naked and too embarrassed to leave the crayon box. I don't even have any underwear. How would you like to go to school naked? I need some clothes help. Your naked friend, Peach Crayon. Well, poor Duncan just wanted to color. And of course, he wanted his crayons to be happy. And that gave him an idea. When Duncan showed his teacher his new picture, she gave him an A for coloring. Look at that. Beautiful masterpiece by Duncan using all of his crayons. and an A+ for creativity. The end.